Hey everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and welcome to Friday Fun Live, where we catch up with one another. I get to show you some fun things that's happened this past week regarding fiber, crochet, whatever. So really excited that you could be here with me today. And those of you who are watching who are not able to comment, be sure that you are logged into your Google or YouTube account so that you will be able to comment live. All right. Hannah's already sending me some cute pictures. Our fearless administrator, and we lovingly call her our bouncer when we have a need for such a thing in our chat. And looks like she had a really fun time. Last Friday we ended. She was getting ready to head out to see the 6-floor tall rubber ducky on Myrtle Beach, and she was able to see the ducky. Congratulations, Hannah. I got glad you got to hang out with a friend and do that. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be a 2-day event, but the weather did not permit for it to continue on Saturday. So I'm really glad she got to see the big rubber duck at Myrtle Beach on last Friday. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and join the chat and see what's going on with everybody. Hey, Brat's mom, good to have you in the chat. She says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, Becky, and all my dear Yarnies from sunny and cool Southwest Chicago suburbs. Please, friends, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Prayers for everyone's health and happiness. Thank you so much, Linda, for that kind comment and that reminder. I always forget to talk that up. Angie, great to have you. She says, good morning to all. And Karen says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and all the wonderful crafters. It's beautiful here in, is it Kincardine, if I'm saying that right, Ontario, Canada. Finally able to go outside without my winter jacket. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's been a cool winter. And as our crafter, crocheter friend, Barbara from Alaska has said several times in our correspondences that spring keeps malfunctioning. It's been on the cool side for a May here. I did, and to let you all know, I did buy my flowers a couple days ago. My impatiens, they're sitting on my porch. I'm hoping to get them in the ground before I have to go out of town to South Carolina for a couple weeks because Hannah and I are going to be swapping places. And I've got both my fingers crossed that we won't get a freeze warning, because if the weather drops below 32 here, which is a possibility until Memorial Day, it's going to kill the flowers. But anyway, I'm going to put them in the ground anyway and hope for the very best. But we're not dealing with temperatures nearly as cold as you have, Karen. That's for sure. Miss Wanda Gordon, I'm so glad you could join us. She says, good morning, Miss Bonnie and everyone here. Praying y'all are doing well. Gorgeous day in North Carolina. Thank you for your prayers, Wanda. And non-confidentially, please pray for our family and our children. It's I'm not going to go into details or mention names, but please pray for our family. Children are it's hard. It's hard out there if you're my children's generation and trying to provide for a family. That's all I'll say about it. But it's challenging. It always has been, but I think there are special challenges now that we did not face 30 years ago. So thank you in advance for that. And Carol G and the Corn Dogs from Northern California. Good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and friends in chat. I love that. Love that handle, Carol. That's so sweet. And Esther, glad to have you with us. Welcoming everybody. She's another one of our administrators from somewhere in New Jersey, balancing a little baby in the process of trying to serve. So thank you, Esther, for being here. And Wanda says, yes. Okay, was this? Just got a bunch of things loaded. Okay, just had a bunch loaded at the same time and everything went disappeared from view. Oh, good. Good. Esther's checking on Wanda and she said they're doing well. God is good. That's good to hear. And Phil, good to have you in the chat. Phil is our resident trucker that goes coast to coast, serving us in so many ways that we'll never understand or know. But if you buy things from a grocery store, thank your local truck driver, whenever you see a tractor trailer driver, thank them for for all that they do. And waving back at you, Phil. And he's in Salt Lake City again, headed back to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Wow, two places I've never been. Hope to be in Salt Lake, though. I'm maybe visiting there in the fall. It's jury is still out on that, but I'll keep you all posted when I learn more. And let's see. Yeah, Wanda wishes Phil some safe travels. We do too, Phil. Thank you. And we have Kim joining us. Good morning to you, Kim. And let's see. And Grammy Rita, thank you so much, Grammy Rita one for that post. If y'all can check out my Facebook post for this coming afternoon. It's not active yet, but after the broadcast at 2 o'clock, it's scheduled to go live, Rita. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Um, Rita sent in this beautiful rendition of her Celtic Sampler Throw. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that. I've got a couple of throws to show you today. Very excited about. So, and for those of you who follow every week, it's like, oh, come on, we've seen this before. Yeah, I know. But those of you who are new to the channel, I do have a Celtic sampler throw. So it's like, those samplers that you used to have years ago with the cross stitch. Well, this is a sampler, and it just features many different types of cabling. I'll just show you some here, little bit by little bit. Okay. And what's fun about this is, I believe personally that you end up with a beautiful throw for one, and secondly, you learn some techniques if you haven't known them already, and you can learn which stitches you like and maybe which stitches you don't like. And it's okay if you don't like a stitch. There are some stitches you may notice some things I never do, and it's because I don't enjoy it. So like you're not going to find a lot. And it's not that I don't appreciate it. If I don't enjoy doing something, I mean, I love cross stitches. I love the way it looks on my wall. I have several. I've been gifted some that are treasures to me. I have made some that hang above my bed upstairs, one each of our our vows that we made on our wedding day. I love cross stitch. I don't enjoy doing it. So I have made my last cross stitch. I am not going to do them again. So in other words, if I say I don't enjoy something, it's not that I don't like it. I love the process. I love the way it looks. I just don't enjoy doing it. And it's okay if you don't enjoy doing these. But anyway, so, and here's the end of it. I just wanted to give you a quick showing of the Celtic Sampler Throw. Well, anyway, Rita shared with me, and she said she gave me permission. It was okay to share that she was able to complete this throw as a part of her recovery from a stroke, which just blows me away. I mean, just that she would even attempt this, but she attempted it, and she not only attempted it, she blew it out of the water. I mean, it is beautiful. A sampling of what she was doing was included in the most recently released, did I even put it on here? The Celtic Sampler Throw video showcase I've been talking about and saying, please send your pictures in. That showcase is up and active on my YouTube channel on here. You can look at that. And it's about 10 minutes long or so. And she sent one of the pictures. You'll see a part of it. But if you look at the Facebook page, I'm sorry I can't post a lot of that here, but I may try posting it here later. As a separate post. I think I may try doing that. But thank you, Rita, for sending in that completed throw. It looks lovely. It's not 100% completed. She has to do the side trim, and I think has to put in some, weave in some ends. But beyond that, it is spectacular. And the colors that she chose, she changed some of the colors in the sections that are dividers like this, and it just really looks good, as do many of the others that were sent in. And thank you again, those who sent in those pictures for the showcase. I was just delighted to be able to put those together, and was able to put as many names on them as I could. There might have been a couple that I was not able to find, well, there were several that I was not able to find a location, which is fine. And I did try to keep this somewhat anonymous by just putting the first name and the initial of your last name so that it's not something where people can, come try to find you. I know you don't when you go public with some things like this, you have to be careful. And so I was just trying to be careful about that. But thank you for all the pictures that you sent in. It just gave me great joy to put those together in that way. And I so hope I included everybody. I tried to include everything that was sent to me with permission. So if you didn't see yours in there and you did send it in, I sincerely apologize. I did try and to double check and triple check my sources so that I got everybody. If yours was not in and you want, I would be glad to feature it as a Facebook or a social media post going forward. This is a project that I'm gonna just keep it on my channel because I know people are gonna be coming new to the channel and you want to learn new things, and I think this is a fun way. I have another project, that goes I have several other projects that are large like this where you can learn sampling. Some are just squares that you crochet together. Um, I'm trying to think if there's another one. Well, there are quite a few on my channel if you're looking for more of that. And if you are, you can just email me, bonniebay@me.com, and I'll be glad to help you find some of those. Um, oh no. I got a message from Hannah from Red Hook. She says, "Hello, Bonnie, Hannah, and everyone. Unfortunately, I will not be able to go to Pittsburgh this year. I broke my leg Sunday and will have surgery on Monday." Oh my goodness, Red Hooked, I am so sorry to hear that. Um, Hopefully you'll be able to mend properly and, be up and ready for, for all that life, you know, deals you later. But oh my goodness, I will remember to pray for you. I've already got you on my list that I pray through every week. So I will have to add that to that as well. I'm so sorry about that. So anyway, Um, again, Rita, thank you for sending that in. And if anybody out there is interested in doing the crochet along, you can start and stop at any time. And those of you who started it and maybe just put it aside, no problem. Whenever if you ever want to send me pictures of your work, I love to feature those on social media. Just send them to my email, bonniebay@me.com. You can send it to me via private message on Facebook. I have been having more success getting high quality photos that way. It just depends, I guess, on how they're uploaded. But anyhow, I don't wanna get too technical on that. Alright, let's get back to the chat. We have, Cynthia Dalton in the chat says, "Happy Friday, everybody. Warm and sunny in North Carolina. So thankful for the rain we have been blessed with." Oh, yes. We had a nice couple of days of rain. And, yesterday, I have to tell you guys, yesterday was fabulous here. It was cool, but sunny, and just a perfect day for a drive, which is exactly what I did. My daughter Becky is still here with her two very young children, and, my son, Hudson, who he and his beautiful wife are moving to York, Pennsylvania, but they're getting some work done on this townhome that they bought in York, Pennsylvania, that was built in 1875. We got to see it for the first time yesterday, and it is beautiful. It is beautiful. It's narrow as you go in and you look at it, it's like it's bigger on the inside. It's bigger on the inside once you get in, but you get inside, they're like 12-foot ceilings in this place. There are 2 floors plus a loft, on the 3rd floor, and then there's a basement we didn't get to see, but the basement is, lots and lots of storage room, and they're just getting some things upgraded, like, a new furnace, which really was overdue. I that was, like, designated to fail any moment, and, so they were able to, upgrade a couple things before they moved in, um, and I'm just really happy for them. It's a beautiful, beautiful home, and I'm really excited and just really hoping that my son will be able to have a successful interview for a job. So if you want to pray for my son Hudson um, on a job, that would be great. Um, but anyway, We had a beautiful drive through the countryside yesterday with the children, and since the air conditioning no longer works in my car, in the car that has almost 300,000 miles on it, it's still a great car. It's a Toyota Highlander, but, the AC is bye-bye. Um, and it was nice enough to kinda roll the windows down a little bit and just be very comfortable the entire time. I know that's not gonna be the case as we travel to South Carolina in a few days, but nonetheless, thankfully, the car is operating well with the engine, even if the AC is not. So, we're gonna be able to relive the 1970s again when we didn't have AC, or at least my cars didn't. My one car did not have AC. Um, but anyhow, at least we're not going as far as South Florida, like where I used to live, without AC. But again, that was the 70s, and we were tough back then. We were tough. We didn't need cell phones. We lived without computers. I mean, hey, how in the world did we get along, right? Well, we had to talk to each other more, and it actually wasn't all as bad as that. Actually, it was. I'm not going to make them sound glamorous because they weren't. I'm glad that we are where we are now, but I'm just kind of playing around. All right. Let me get back to the chat. We have Sandra in the chat from, okay, maybe I've read that already, but if not, I'm reading it again. Good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and all from sunny Southern California. Great to have you with us, Sandra. Um, and let's see. We have another Karen in the chat. Good morning to you, Karen. And let's see, Stephanie says hello. I hope everyone is well. Thank you, Stephanie. And Diane, hello to you. Um, yeah, and Hannah, thanks again for being so welcoming in the chat. Let's see. Let me get to some of these others that I'm missing. And Louise says, hi there. Finally caught your live from Australia. Wow, must be really late or really early there. There's about a 16-hour difference, so that would be about 4 in the morning, maybe 3 or 4 in the morning there. You need to get some sleep, Louise. Wow, but so glad that you're here. Would love to visit your beautiful country again sometime. All right. I think I know I think I am where I left off, and Hannah's very busy welcoming everybody. And Deborah, great to have you here. And let's see. And Hannah's saying back to Red Hook, who broke her leg. So sorry to hear about that. Yeah, we all are. Red Hook. I hope you can get better fast. Hope you have a good surgeon too. That's not good if you have to have surgery on a broken bone. But how good to be in a place where you can get good care. And Felicia says, good afternoon, sis, Bonnie, and everyone. Thank you, Felicia. And Manila Shirley says, hi, sweet Bonnie and everyone from Western PA. I was born in New Jersey, just had my 62nd birthday on the 30th of April. Well, my goodness. Well, belated happy birthday. Our birthdays are very close. I just want you to know we're about a year apart. So I'm a little older, but oh well, it's close enough. So glad to have you in our chat. Western PA. I know Pittsburgh is probably not Western PA, but my family, I have a family in Pittsburgh. And I tell you what, since we're talking about Pennsylvania, and I talked about visiting Pennsylvania yesterday, we are, I need to let you know that the Stitchburg, we've talked about this before. You know this as the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival. Well, it's been renamed. It's under different ownership now. One of the owners is these Donna and Sam Smith, also known as the Yarn Smiths. The people who I get some beautiful yarn from. Them and another couple now own this event, and they've changed the name to Stitchburg Fiber Festival, or just simply Stitchburg, PA. And I meant to put a link in the video description. I neglected to do that. I will do that after I'm finished with the live. So if you're watching this post live, like after it's already been broadcast, the link will be in the video description. I will make sure of that. It's going to be this August 21st through 23rd, that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the DoubleTree by Hilton in Pittsburgh. It's the Pittsburgh Cranberry location. So in Mars, Pennsylvania. So it's going to be out of this world in Mars, Pennsylvania. And I have 5 classes, not 4, but I'm going to be teaching 5 classes this year. I'm going to probably have to have my roller skates on Saturday getting around for 3 classes. But let me tell you what, well, first of all, there are going to be a lot of vendors there. I looked online and there are, I think, at least 48 to 50 vendors, which it's not as huge as, let's say, another event that I'm going to tell you about, but it's very, very comfortable. It's at least the ones that I've been to for the past 5 years have been wonderful, and it's big enough so that there are many vendors, but it's not so big that you can't get through them all and you're exhausted. And I'll tell you about that experience in a bit. But while I'm going to be there, there are going to be many different classes of different types: crochet, knitting, spinning, I think quilting, and it's all sorts of things. And I would encourage you to check it out. You can look it up. Stitchburgpa.com, I believe, is the link. And I'm going to be teaching 2 classes on Friday. That's the August 21st. I'm going to be teaching in the morning multiple ways to crochet ribbing. And I'm also in the afternoon, I'm going to be teaching a class on introduction to reading crochet patterns and stitch diagrams. So stitch diagrams, I don't have any to show you right here, but it's like when you have the kind of a pictorial version of particular stitches. So I'm going to be teaching on how to read those and how to read regular just crochet patterns. This is really for those who just don't know how to read, or uh, you're afraid of reading crochet patterns. It's so much easier than you think. And we're going to be playing games to learn. It's going to be fun. And on Saturday, August 22nd, I'll be teaching 3 classes. Be teaching beginning knitters for crocheters at 8 a.m. So bring your coffee if you're a coffee drinker, or bring your Coke Zero or whatever, Pepsi Zero, whatever you need to get started in the morning. It's going to be at 8 a.m. But this is probably one of the most fun classes that I personally, I enjoy teaching all of these, but I enjoy teaching beginning knitting for crocheters in particular, because like me, I know many of you, oh, I hear a baby. Many of you may just have struggled learning how to knit. And if that is you, this is the class for you. We're going to have fun learning the knit, the purl, of course, the cast on and binding off. And I also, we do other things too, learning to knit in the round. It seems like a lot, it sounds like a lot, but the secret that nobody is telling you if you're scared of knitting is that it's actually easier. I'm going to get criticism on this, but that's okay. It's actually easier than crochet in many ways. Now, both have their challenges. Crochet and knit both have their challenges. And this is a secret I didn't know. I was just totally intimidated for probably 50 years on this. And about 10 years ago, somebody taught me how to do this. And they sat me down, taught me the continental style. And a lot of what your hands are already doing with crochet just transfers automatically to the needles. And so anyway, I'm talking too much about that, but beginning knitting for crocheters, that is one of the classes. Celtic Weave and Beyond, that will be at 11:45, where I teach various ways to do the Celtic Weave. We're going to spend a lot of time just on the Celtic Weave. So if you've ever been just totally befuddled by that stitch, that will be a class for you. Another one is crocheting the Saxon cable. Yeah, try that again. Cable. Crocheting the Saxon cable at 3:30 p.m. And each of these classes is 3 hours in length, just to let you know. So the Saxon cable would be, let me show you what this is. And this is for those who just, want, maybe have never done cabling, but it's learning this cable. This is the Saxon cable. And there are actually several ways to do it. I mean, you can make it wider, you can make it smaller, but I'm going to be just demonstrating this, and it's mostly going to be featuring um, kind of my system of crocheting cables, and particularly with the particular focus on the Saxon cable and on doing it small, doing it large, what have you. All right. And all of these classes, it's a 3-hour class. The cost is $50, which is, if you look online and you look across the board for in-person classes, I think you're going to find that's very reasonable. I have taught at places where it was about 3 times that for the same class. And again, I wasn't getting richer. It's just that the cost of the conference or whatever was just in a different place and very different, much more expensive. That's the one thing I love about Pittsburgh. It just tends to be more accessible. Um, it just seems to be priced better. So I love this festival. I'm hoping to stick with it as long as they will put up with me. And I just love meeting you guys. I love meeting like Red Hook. I've seen her several times, and we've even had a group of ladies from the classes who wanted to, kind of go out to dinner together, and it's just a fun time. It's just a fun time. So check it out again. I know I've talked about this a lot, but Stitchburg classes are now open for sign up August 21st through 23rd. And for the record, I generally don't teach on Sundays. I'm not going to be teaching on Sunday there, but I'm going to be having a restful day there. I will probably be doing some shopping in the market and just resting from all the activity of the 2 days prior, as well as probably having a leisurely drive home. But anyway, let me go ahead. Hannah has sent me a question from Phil. Bonnie, have you ever heard of brioche crochet or worked it before? If so, how similar is it to ribbing? Could it be a substitute? Brioche has been hitting my news feeds lately. Um, yes, I have heard of it. I have tried it. Um, it's one of those things, like I was saying earlier in the broadcast, that I can appreciate, but I just don't enjoy the process. So I would defer you to other people like Susan Lohman, her channel, it's the Crochet Architect or something like that, or you just look up Susan Lohman. I would refer you to her for stitches like that. She and many others have already done videos and designs that are absolutely gorgeous using that technique. So I am, like I said, I'm not as much in the know, just because it's just not a technique that is tickled my fancy, so to speak. And as far as similar to ribbing, um, I I don't think so. I think it's different. I think yeah, it's definitely a little bit different, but it's using the basic stitches that you already know, Phil. So don't be intimidated by it. As far as it being a substitute, I don't know. You'd have to. I don't think so. But again, I'm not an expert in brioche. Um, And I know there's different ways you can do that. You can knit it, you can crochet it in that same technique. Again, there are other techniques that I'm more interested in. But again, check out my friend Susan Lohman. Check out her video and her channel. I'm pretty sure she has that on hers, because that's similar to some of the other techniques that she majorly, she just does so very well. All right, let me get back to the chat here. Um, let's see. And Hannah's wishing Manila Shirley a belated happy birthday. And see, Louise says, I love the sampler I made. Thank you for so much for the pattern and your encouragement and guidance along the way. My pleasure, Louise. And thank you all for the guidance back. At times, glitches here and there that were found during that Crochet Along, which have all that I'm aware of have been corrected. None of them were deal breakers, thankfully. It was just dots and tittles here and there that just needed to be cleaned up a little bit. And yes, it was professionally tech edited, but it's just a demonstration that we are all flawed. And even with checking and double checking, triple checking, it's easy to make mistakes. It's part of this being human thing that I just can't seem to shake, no matter how old I get. And Wanda Gordon says, I'm working on cross stitch at the moment. It will be my last small stitch. I don't want to discourage you all. If you all love cross stitch, more power to you. It's harder for me to see. Um, it's just tiny and you have to be so focused. I like to have crochet projects where I can just and then enjoy a good movie with my family or with my husband and, be a part of conversation and whatnot. It's just some of those arts, some of those crafts that require you 100%. I just it's hard. Even knitting. I'm at a point in my sweater. I haven't shown you my sweater in a long time because I haven't gotten back to it. It's kind of been put in timeout for a while. I will finish it before next winter, I hope. But it's one of those things I've gotten to the point where it takes all of my attention with the color work that's involved. And I've gotten to the point where I'm just a little bored with it. So I just kind of move it over to the side and I'll get interested in it again, maybe this weekend. I thought about taking it with me on the trip to South Carolina, but considering that we are not having air conditioning in our car, I don't think I'm going to be working on a wool sweater. So it'll probably be something small and cottony if I work as my husband drives. Hopefully he'll be able to do most of the driving. Anyway, oh, Stephanie, you're so sweet. She says, you are so talented and very quick. Thank you. She says, I'm halfway through the sampler. Life happens, and I have a high schooler graduating the last of 8. And boy, have I been busy. Well, congratulations, Stephanie. Well done. Oh my goodness. Last of 8 homeschool. Wow, that's amazing. 5 about did me in. Actually graduated 4 and 5 together because they were pretty much on par with each other, and I didn't think another year was gonna help my last one because he picked things up so quickly on his own. But congratulations to you. And yeah, these the samplers, and for those of you who haven't finished, don't worry about that. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something you do relaxing. It's not supposed to be something you have to push through. Unfortunately, doing online stuff, I do have to set deadlines, but again, artificially. Um, Anyhow, but the videos are not going anywhere, and I'm hoping to have this up for a long, long time. But congratulations, Stephanie. That's a Herculean task. Ah, and Carolyn the Corn Dogs is also wishing Manila Shirley a happy birthday. And Wanda says, "Wow, I admire you doing that. My patience would disappear if I tried that." I'm guessing that's probably in response to Stephanie. Yes, Wanda, I agree. And Jet One In is in our chat. Says, "Hi, Bonnie. Nice to see you. Nice to see you in the chat too, Jet One In." Um, and Hannah says to Stephanie, "Wow, congratulations on your teenager graduating." Yes. Um, oh, thank you, Jet One. And she says she loves what I'm wearing. Yeah, this is on my channel. This is my broomstick lace cape, crocheted with broomstick lace. I don't know if you can see the stitches as well, but yeah, crocheted in the round. And I have to show you the bottom part. I love the bottom part with the little beads. It kind of helps give it a little bit of weight, but this is fun. And this was also yarn from the Yarn Smith. I showed you some more of her yarn last week. Yeah, I tend to go for green, and I think this was this one or two. I think this was a two hank. It was either one or two. I don't remember, but it's in the pattern. But yeah, it's on my channel if you're looking for it. Just hit the videos and then you can look down the list. It was released within the last year or so. All right. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, let me talk a little bit about the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. Myself, see, Becky, my daughter Becky, and the 2 children, and myself, we went to the Maryland Sheep and Wool just for fun, for a relaxing walk on Sunday. The weather was perfect. The weather was such that it was a little bit cool but sunny, so that you could wear a long sleeve shirt and still be quite comfortable. And I have something to show you. Um, the reason I went, or one of the main reasons, was to pick up my daughter-in-law's throw. She made my pattern, Bonnie's Winter Cable Throw, which is not on my public YouTube channel, but it is in, if you go to my website, bonniebaycrochet.com, you can see it in the patterns listed there. It's also in my Lovecraft store and in my Etsy store. There is a video with the written pattern, but this is not a public video is what I'm trying to say. But it does feature a much larger, you can see the Saxon cable instead of on the smaller side. Let me show you. It features a much larger. So here's the Saxon cable of the Crochet Along, and you see, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns that are being crossed. Okay, well here, this one has more. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 columns being crossed and, you know, woven into the diamond here. So anyway, Christy put this in to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, and she got a second place. I wanted to show that to you. She got a second place ribbon. Yay, Christy! So, and that was her first time, I think, entering things. Well, it was first time anybody, I think, in my family has entered anything into the fair. And I'll just show you this sheet. I'm not going to read it to you, but they do give you a sheet, and I'll just tell you some of the categories that they use for their judging. They want to know, okay, the criteria, general appearance, is it clean and neat, and then they evaluate that. Is it properly blocked? Is it an appropriate use of decoration? Again, some of this stuff is subjective. It's subjective to whomever is judging this. The color combination, the yarn selection, if hand spun, appropriateness, and this was not hand spun. And then on the workmanship, uniform stitches, is the tension uniform, the decrease and increases, the gauge, is it appropriate? If you're joining yarn, was that done neatly? Are the yarn ends woven in? See, this is on the judging sheet. Finishing and notions, that was not applicable, and seam finishes. But on the workmanship, it was all in the excellent, the highest category. The only thing that she didn't do is she didn't block it. And so that might have been the difference between first and second place, according to this. And then the notes, and the only thing that they said that really that she could have done, it was very, very complimentary on the judges' comments. They just suggested blocking. So that's just to show you this. This is an early fair as far as judging items. I'm going to just put this right back here. Do I have it? No, I don't have it with me. Hold on. Let me go grab something. Okay. And the reason I even shared some of that on the judging criteria is some of you may want to enter things in your local fairs, and just the local county fairs or state fairs, but just be aware that not every fair is run the same. The way this is handled with the judging is very different from, let's say, my local county fair, Montgomery County Agricultural Fair. And I have much more experience with that, but I have experience with both fairs now. And I think the judging is very good in both places, very accurate, very good. And if that's something you're interested in, I mean, don't be afraid of it. It's okay if you don't win a ribbon. Even just the feedback can be very helpful. And I encourage you to check it out if that's something you're interested in. I know it can be a hassle to get your stuff to the fair, and then you have to pick it up at a certain time so that you have it. But I do have a very small booklet. It's, I think, $5 or $6 on Amazon. It's called Winning at the Fair. And it kind of talks about my years when I was entering. I don't enter now because I'm a professional designer, so I like to give awards instead of competing. Although I love the competing process, and it kind of gets your heart rate up a little bit in a good way. It's kind of exciting to see what did I get? Did I get anything? And also along with the ribbon, there. I mean, there's a small monetary award of for second place at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. It's a small monetary award of $10, which is something. But it's, I mean, it's not, that's not the main reason you do it. You do it for the fun of it. But I do have a booklet. Like I said, this is on Amazon.com. I think I have this in my Etsy store as well. I have to double check on that. But I do talk about the judging sheet and just how to do your very best. And, blocking apparently, can make or break a design. It's not required for everything, but this one is 50% wool. And whenever you have something made of wool or a natural fiber like come on brain, mohair, it really does respond to blocking in a way that kind of blows the imagination for me. When you, especially if you're making a lace shawl or something that has a lot of, open space work. And if you lay that out and pin it the way you want it to look and, spray it down and just have it precise. And once it dries, especially like mohair, I've talked about this before, and wool, it just sets it in a special way. It makes it nice, and it helps it to retain its shape better. So, if that's something that you're interested in, you can check out the book. And now is the reason I mentioned that is that now is the time preparing, because it's usually the late summer, early fall is when these fairs kick into high gear, and you're going to want to be prepared. And now is the time to prepare, not a week before the fair. You don't just start crocheting up a storm, but prepare your things now, get them ready, put them in a box, and look to see what the limit is on how many you can bring. There were some people there that were putting something in almost every category, and you know, yeah, trying to, increase, I guess, their odds of winning something. But anyway, check it out. Winning at the Fair. Again, an older book that I wrote. It's in black and white with some of the pictures. Very simple. Now, if you're a person who has entered the fair for many years, please don't even bother with it. Okay, don't even bother with it because you don't need it. That's only if you need just some help administratively or just kind of get a vision of what you're going to need to do. All right. Um, we have a question from Mary. It says, do you have any Celtic prayer shawl patterns? I make them for my daughter's parish. I have many. Uh, let's see, where is the book? Okay. I have a book of Celtic cable shawls and scarves here. And there are many, many different types, triangular, rectangle, rectangular, all sorts in here. There are 10 in here in this particular booklet. Now how I don't know what specifications that you need, for a prayer shawl. Uh, but I do have many. You can just check out my YouTube channel here. If you go to playlist, hit playlist and look for shawls and scarves, and you'll see many. And you can, just look at the videos and get a feel for which ones you might be interested in. And I imagine a lot of those could be used as prayer shawls as well. I don't know what the specifications or requirements are for those per se, and there might be different requirements for different organizations, but I think you could probably make many of those to suit. So I hope that's helpful, Mary. Let's see. Let's get back to the group chat. Let me see. Do I have? Okay. I am interested in asking you all a question, and you can post in the chat if you'd like. But I'm gonna put a question up as a post on YouTube and soon, And this is what I'm looking for. I just want to know, what do you enjoy crocheting during the summer? I I have a list of things, ideas that I am, directions that I could go in, but I would like your feedback. I would like to do things that you enjoy. And if you could, I will post a question on as a post like I do for the notifications on this channel. And if you get a chance, if it shows up in your feed, if you could, I would love to hear your response. Um, just, as I plan the future here with what I will be rolling out. I have a few things in line, in my mind lined up, but I would love to, again, would love to have your feedback since I'm doing this mostly, for you guys. So I want to know what would bless you the most. And see, Carol G and the Corn Dog says, I'm in a bit of a crochet stump, so I've temporarily switched to counted cross stitch, which I love. Well, that's excellent, Wanda. That's what it's all about. Do what you enjoy. These are leisurely um, pursuits, and I think that's great. And yeah, I can feel that sometimes too. Um, oh wow, this is Stephanie again about her last graduate. Said she was awarded a full ride scholarship to Texas A&M. That's fantastic. I hope she enjoys that. Uh, yeah, that's great. That's kind of hard to get these days. And let's see. Thank you for putting that pattern in, Hannah. You're good, man. You're good. uh, yeah. Wow. And Hannah's saying to Stephanie, I hope she does. That's great. Hope she does okay. Yeah. And Wanda says, I've not crocheted anything in months, to Carol and the corn dogs. That's okay, Wanda. Uh, I've been working on the same project for a couple months now, and it's been hard. I've been so distracted in a great possible way with grandchildren and travel and yeah, with family issues, and yeah, lots going on. So things may, if you notice that the things that I am putting out, it's slowing down a bit. I am, and one of the reasons is I am working on a massive in my brain, it's a massive project that I'm hoping to roll out next month. So next month is June. Oh, I hope I can get it done by the 1st of June. But it's a massive project. I hope you like it. I hope you love it. But it's keeping me very busy, and I want it to be, so I can't. Some of you who are on my watch channel, you know what I'm talking about. So, shh. But yeah, and I'm going to be packing it up and taking it with me to South Carolina, and hoping to get it done, and be able to share it with you. But I understand, Wanda. It's okay. It's okay. Take a break. The weather's great. Get outside, go do things, go on a drive. Uh, that's what it's all about. And Carol and the Corn Dog says it happens. Yes. And we have Anna says, good morning from Edinburgh, Texas. Well, welcome, Anna. And we have Ramona says, good morning from Alaska. Well, good morning, Ramona. I hope your spring will stop dysfunctioning soon or misfunctioning, and give you some good sunny weather where you can have a growing season. I know a lot of you all in Alaska like to grow things, and I hope you can start that soon. And Stephanie says, I'm grateful for the most wonderful children. I'm so proud of her and have full faith she will do well. Yep, that's wonderful, Stephanie. Such a wonderful experience. Yay. And Jesus Joy 7 says, hello, Bonnie, Hannah, and community. I pray everyone is doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. I hope those ligaments and tendons are healing in those legs and, issue from that injury that you had a while back. And let's see, I got a lot of things loading because I'm behind. Oh, Manila Shirley says, I'm only a 45-minute drive from Pittsburgh. Yes, it's in Western PA. Yay. Um, That's fantastic. I hope to see you there. That would be great. Um, All right, someone's having trouble. Let's see. And we have Carol Georgeson said, "Hi, Hannah, Bonnie, and all. Just a quick howdy as I prepare to pick my best friend up at Portland Airport. Hope y'all are doing well. Thank you. Hope you're having a good drive to the airport. Wow, Portland. I've been to that airport. If it's the one in Oregon, I've actually probably been by the one in Maine as well. Anyway, and Karen Woodward said, I made it. Just woke up. Well, welcome to the world, Karen. And good morning. Is it Sever Angel? If I'm reading that right. Good afternoon from Nova Scotia. Well, welcome from the beautiful place in Nova Scotia. I enjoyed visiting that in the fall very much. Um, and Jacqueline says, "Hello, Bonnie, Hannah, and everyone. I made the live. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms from an overcast Los Angeles for now." Yes, thank you for that reminder. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. I hope those of you enjoy your day. It's always kind of a bittersweet time, just missing my mom on days like that. I always feel like that was for her. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I guess it's for me too. And even you younger moms out there, and those of you with younger moms like my daughter, my heart goes out to you. I see firsthand the last couple weeks just how much you are on. There's no break. There's no break, and it's a lot. It's a lot with small children. And Alana says, "Oh, late again. So sorry. Happy Friday, everyone." Well, I'm late getting to your comment, so you're welcome, Alana. You're in a good place. And Dorothy says, "Good morning. I love your work. I just made the sampler throw. Yay! Thanks for participating with that, Dorothy. That was such a fun thing for me. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Let me see. I'm catching up here. All right. And Karen Woodward says, "Good morning, Starshine. The earth says hello." Ah, yes. What a wonderful quote from Willy Wonka. Um, and Jesus Joy says, "I have no sound. Is there anyone else experiencing that?" Yeah, you might want to look for a little megaphone and something maybe just crossed out on yours, or like Hannah says, maybe reboot. Hopefully you can get that working. And thank you, Jackie, for praying for Red Hook for a speedy recovery. And howdy, Carol. Great to have you. Okay, good, Hannah. Thank you. She says she's good to go. Um, oh, thank you. Carol says thoughts and prayers, Hannah. Thank you for that for Hannah. It's been tough. Let's see. All right. I think I know where I am now. And Carol says, "Good evening, everyone from the UK." Wow. Well, welcome. Phew. Yeah, it is evening there. So you guys are about 8 hours, six, no, six. I'm thinking Europe time. So about 6 hours. So it's probably, yeah, dinner time for you all. Um, and Karen says, "Waiting for a Hirschner's order to come." Yay. Uh, Hirschner, for those of you who don't know, is a yarn place you can order online, and they've been around a long time. And Manila Shirley says, "I hope y'all have an awesome Mother's Day." Yep, I hope you do too. And Margita, hey, welcome to the chat. And okay, getting back to the knitting and crocheting thing, Carol and the corn dog says, "I feel like knitting is more difficult than crochet." Yeah, okay. What I said earlier, I think would be more for like the learning part. For knitting, you basically, once you learn to cast on, which is it's a little tricky. Once you do that, basically have two stitches. It's knit and purl, and yeah, there are other ways to manipulate it to do lace and stuff like that. But basically, you have knit and purl. For crochet, you're having to crochet right from the get go. You have to learn the slip knot and the chain, which is effectually the same as the cast on, I guess, but we don't call it that. But then you have like six other stitches that you need to learn. And it's not like you're just sticking a stick in and pulling out a loop like you are with knitting. No, you're waving this hook in the air and you're wrapping it and sticking it in and pulling it up and pulling it through and wrapping and pulling it through. If you think of it in those terms, it's a lot more motion than knitting is. It's a lot faster once you learn it, but yes, I understand what you're saying. Me personally, crocheting is much easier because I've been doing it 56 years or so. And I've been knitting maybe 8 to 10 years. So yeah, and I have done it far less than I have crochet. But as far as the getting it down and getting started, I found it easier. It's easier to teach, I think. Um, but both of them have their challenges. So, I just said that to kind of encourage you to not to be intimidated by it, because I promise you, once you learn to do the knit and the purl and a couple other things that you can learn in 2 to 3 hours. Just about every person that I've taught in these classes have been experienced crocheters. I'll put that caveat in, but when I've taught them, they have all left having knit fabric and understanding what they're doing, which is fabulous. And it doesn't reflect on me as much as it's not a hard technique. It's and I don't say that to belittle what knitting is. I'm not ranking them or anything. I'm just saying that it is approachable. And if I had known what I know now back when I was trying to knit by myself from static pictures in a black and white book, I think I would have had more success and I would have embraced it a lot more earlier. But God is still sovereign over all of that. I probably would not have had the desire to make up cables. I will tell you that I enjoy crocheting cables a lot more than I do knitting them. And I have knit cables. I prefer to crochet them. But again, opinions, purely my opinion. But thank you, Carol. Yeah. Knitting is more difficult at first when you're learning for sure. And Phil, let's see. Yeah, we talked about Phil's question already. And thanks for sending that in, Phil. And Deborah says, "Hi, Bonnie. I'm making your winter cable throw with the big Saxon cable in it. Thank you for your help." My pleasure, Deborah. Thank you for your support in purchasing that pattern. Karen says, "I knit and crochet, but crochet is faster for me as a slow needle worker." Yeah, I think it is for most people too, as well. I mean, you get more fabric quicker, and that's why. And because it tends to be thicker fabric, that's why I'm in love with fingering weight yarn. I know I'm in the minority here, but this is made of fingering weight yarn. I can make things out of fingering weight yarn with my chunky stitches, but it doesn't look super chunky. It looks normal. And that's why I just love this, this specialty yarn and the thinner yarns, because it allows me to get a little crazy with the cables and it can still be a wearable garment. All right. And we have Chris from Oklahoma City. Yes, you said I just got here. Well, welcome, Chris. Um, Great to have you here. I've been to Oklahoma, just across the border when we were in Dallas, Fort Worth area. I remember driving up around there. I probably wasn't anywhere near Oklahoma City. I wasn't, but we did cross into Oklahoma, so I could check. Yes, been to Oklahoma. Maybe we'll get back there again at some point. And we have some more. See, says hello, Bonnie from Manchester, UK. Okay, Sarah. Hi, Sarah from Manchester. I guess that would be that the handle's probably your last name joined to your initial or something. Yeah, well, great to have you here. And she says, "I just ordered my yarn for the sampler. I'm going to take the plunge." I hope you enjoy the process, Sarah. Just take it slow, take it easy. And if you get frustrated, just walk away and come back later, and maybe things will be better. I hope you enjoy it though. And Danielle is in the chat, says, "Hey, Bonnie, thank you so much for your tutorials and patterns. My pleasure. Thank you all for your support. That keeps me able to do this from home." And Jet One in says, "Sorry, I got a phone call. I'm back now. And hello, in case I missed you saying hi to me." Hi to you also, Hannah. Thank you, Jet One in. And Cecilia says beautiful Afghan. Thank you, Cecilia. And we are getting really close to our time here. Sandra, thank you, Sandra. Wishing everybody and me a happy Mother's Day and all the moms. Yeah, thank you so much, Sandra. That's very kind. And Hannah says, "Yay for Christy!" Absolutely. Um, oh, thank you so much, Danielle. That's such a sweet comment. You are so sweet for your sweet comment there. And Wanda says, "Congrats to Christy," and so does Phil. And Sarah and Alana. Thank you all. And Danielle says, I remember going to the state fair and seeing all the entries in homemaking and sewing, etc. As a young girl, it was so amazing. Doing it for others is so important. It is partly why. Yes, yes. And making something for others is just such a fun thing to do, too. Um, And she says, love all things homemaking and creative. Absolutely. And Mary says, question, do you have, okay, we talked about that already. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And oh, thank you for the encouragement, Jesus Joy 7 on the books. Says, woohoo for Christy. Yes. And Jesus Joy 7, they need lightweight cotton shawls. Well, you know what? If you don't have any, check this book out or check the playlist out. Just substitute your lightweight cotton fibers and you can probably do any of them in that yarn. And in fact, that's one thing I encourage in the book. And let me just show you an example. I have an example of a very thin scarf, but then I remade it in a worsted weight yarn, and you end up with what could be a prayer shawl or definitely a nice stole. I keep this in my studio right here handy, so after I drink a cold drink, which I usually do every afternoon, I can put something over my shoulders and just kind of keep a little bit warmer and ward off the chill. Um, and Karen says, I'm still crocheting the family Afghans that have to be finished before I start on any other projects. Good for you. You know what you need to do. Yep. And Jet Wondon says, oh, sounds fun. Jesus Joy 7 says, creative can take time and inspiration. Bonnie, it will be great, whatever you design. Well, thank you. Yeah, this one I'm working on now is taking me longer, but I'll be getting some. I'll be trying to roll some smaller things out for the summer months. Like I said, there's just a lot going on right now, family wise and relocation wise. Somebody's moving out, somebody might be moving in, and just a lot going on. And I know you understand that life happens, and family has to come first. But I am keeping things going. I have plenty, I hope, on the channel to keep you all busy in the meantime. And Phil says, my next project is a beach blanket for laying on. Bought a bunch of I love this cotton in 3 colors. Oh, I love that yarn. Planning a stripe pattern with a pattern. I think I got around 2,400 yards. I hope it's enough. Well, I'll be interested to see that, Phil. Please send me a picture when you're done with that. And yeah, I love this yarn. I'm getting excited because I might end up using more yarn like that. Our local Hobby Lobby, we have never had a local Hobby Lobby, and I'm excited about it, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I love that store, and I love the fact that they give their employees Sunday off. And they're opening June 1st off of Shady Grove Road in Gaithersburg. This is where Home Depot, no, it's right next to Home Depot. It's where Best Buy used to be. So we're really getting excited about that. I am. I'm excited about that, and no apologies, and please, no. And I know you guys aren't going to do this, but no hateful comments about that. Okay, you can choose to shop wherever you want, and if you don't like shopping there, go to Michael's. It's not a problem. I go everywhere, but yeah, yeah. Let's be encouraging. You can. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, and it's not a correction to you all. You guys are the faithful. You're not in that category, but people who come along and watch, and it's anyway, it can be a little petty. Anyhow, Trish says clear blue skies here in Southeast West Virginia. Yay. That's not too far from us. And And Jet One in talking to Phil says, "Oh, that sounds like fun with this crocheted blanket, crocheted towel. That does sound like fun. Makes me want to go to the beach." And Jesus Joy 7 says, "Before I have to bounce, I wish you all a very happy Mother's Day. May God bless you soon." Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you, Hannah. Hannah just translated a comment that is in French in our chat. And thank you for doing that, Hannah. She says, "Hello, madam. I am French and don't understand English, but I follow your tutorials. You create very beautiful things. Have a good evening." Oh, thank you so much for that kind comment. Merci beaucoup. um, I'm sorry, my French is no better than that. But for those of you, you may want to tell her, Hannah, if you can use Google Translate to tell her that many of my designs now have French subtitles, should she need to do that. Um, anyway, but if you don't have time, that's not a problem. But I do add about 12 or 13 other languages to my designs so that people, can access them. I know that's a lot of languages, but it's just scratching the surface of how many different languages there are in the world, which boggles my mind. We are a little over, guys, but I'm gonna go through some more comments here. Um, and Karen says, "Mom's still here. She's 92 this year." Wow, that's wonderful, Karen. Yeah, my husband's mom, 97 and doing okay, doing okay. But I wish you the best. Enjoy your mom every minute you can, Karen. And is it Sever Angel says, "I'm working on an I guess an amigurumi for a friend. I'm having such a hard time getting into it. I really want to start a knitting project. The bummer is I'm in one project at a time. I'm a one project at a time gal. Hmm. Maybe you can give yourself a little bit of grace and say, how about one crochet project and one knit project at a time?" I think you need to just give yourself a break, because if this is something you're supposed to be enjoying, if you need something to relax, I would jump to something to relax and then maybe try to come back and get your head around that. Amigurumi can be hard. I can do them. I have done them. I don't enjoy them. So that's why you're gonna have to check out other people's channels for those, because that's just not what I rejoice in. Thank you, Hannah, for doing that. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Good job. And thank you for everybody here wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day. And yeah, and let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to wind this down here. A lot of people are having to go, and I do too. Oh, we have Tiffany says, "Ha, I made it on time this week." Hi, hey y'all. Hey Tiffany. Glad I got to your comment. I know it takes me a while to get to them all. Um, and wishing everybody happy Mother's Day. Okay, and Tiffany likes the totes and the bags. Okay, that's good to know. Um, and uh, uh, I think is it Sarah? I think is that right? It's taking a 2 week, 3 hours each knitting class. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Crocheting seems easier to me, but I will push through and learn it. I'd be curious to know if they're teaching you the continental method or the English method, because I think the continental method, if you're already an established crocheter, is going to be far easier to learn. It must make more sense. But that's, again, my opinion. I can have strong opinions. And Tiffany says, "Cloudy here in Alabama, but I'm making gumbo, so it'll be a good day." I know what that is, because my daughter-in-law from Pensacola, Florida, makes that a lot. Thank you, Hannah, for your comment. Thank you, thank you. And Karen says, "Staying longer for the live isn't a problem." Well, thanks. And Tiffany says, "I have 6 projects going at once. I have to take a break from one and go to the easy one to relax." Yeah, that's kind of what I would recommend, but that's just me. Although right now I am working on one project only, and it's because it's a big project and I really need to get it done. Um, but yeah, I might have to start on something. I will be doing some smaller things in the car though. Well, I wanted to read something to you before you go, just to encourage you, especially, and it's going to be Mother's Day. And I know that, like I said, it's going to be a bittersweet day for people. I know there are people out there who would like to be mothers who aren't, and it can be a hard time. So we do need to be sensitive to that. But also, those of us who have moms, I know sometimes, those relationships can be complicated. Now, I understand all that. So do go easy on yourselves and each other, and do try to honor your mom if you have her here, if she's on earth still. It would encourage her, regardless of any complications in your relationship or whatever. I think it would be good to just reach out if you can, and honor her. um but anyway, so I'm going to read Psalm 19 to you. I mean, I this was the teaching from our church on Sunday, and it was so delightful, so relaxing, enlightening as well. So I'm going to read through this. It's a little bit longer, but if you could just bear with it. And again, I hope, no matter where you are in life, and with your faith, I hope this helps, or just, encourages you in some way. It's to the choir master, a psalm of David. Again, Psalm 19. And I'm reading from the English ESV Bible. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, there are no words whose voice is not heard. The voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he has sent a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the ends of the heavens, and its circuit to the end of them, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The rules of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and drippings of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is your servant warned. In keeping them, there is great reward. Who can discern his errors? Declare me innocent from hidden faults. Keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be blameless and innocent of great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. I hope that encourages you all. And I just want to wish you again a happy Mother's Day. And I wish you a great week. And if things go the way I hope to be back next week, although I will be broadcasting from South Carolina, Lord willing. God bless. Bye bye.